There's a force so powerful, so transformative, that when harnessed properly, it becomes the cornerstone of great fortunes and legendary achievements. That force is the mastermind. The mastermind is not just a theory or concept, it's a practical, proven principle. Napoleon Hill defines it as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. In simple terms, it means creating a team of like-minded individuals who align in vision and move in unity toward a shared goal. No single individual can amass great power or wealth without tapping into the energy of the mastermind. If you're serious about transforming desire into wealth, this principle is non-negotiable. Now let's break this down into its two dynamic dimensions, the economic and the psychic. The economic feature is straightforward. When you surround yourself with people who are competent, supportive, and share your purpose, their knowledge, ideas, and resources multiply your own. This synergy creates results that would be impossible alone. Every great fortune, every towering success you've ever heard of can be traced back to a cooperative alliance. Andrew Carnegie credited his entire empire to his mastermind group, a team of 50 skilled men united in one goal, dominating the steel industry. But it's the psychic phase of the mastermind where the magic truly happens. When two minds come together in harmony, something intangible, yet very real occurs. A third, invisible force is created, a sort of third mind. This isn't science fiction. It's spiritual energy. It's shared vibration. It's what Napoleon Hill calls a psychic force. It's what turns good ideas into brilliant ones, and brilliant ideas into breakthroughs. Let's draw a parallel. Think of the human brain as a battery. One battery can power a device, but a group of batteries connected together can power a city. When you link minds in harmony, you generate a much more powerful current, a current of thought energy that can literally change the world. Henry Ford is a perfect example. He started with very little, no wealth, no formal education, no societal privilege. But he surrounded himself with people like Thomas Edison, Luther Burbank, John Burroughs, and Harvey Firestone. These weren't just friends, they were his mastermind. Together, their united mental energy propelled Ford from obscurity to becoming one of the richest men in history. Why? Because people take on the nature and the power of thought of those they associate with. Ford didn't just collaborate with great minds, he absorbed their ideas, their creativity, their spirit. He borrowed their brilliance until it became his own. The mastermind is more than teamwork, it's mental chemistry, and once you experience it, there's no going back. Still not convinced? Think of Gandhi. He had no weapons, no money, no military, but he had the largest mastermind group ever created, over 200 million people unified in purpose. Without raising a fist, he moved an empire. That's the power of the mastermind. That's the power of harmony, purpose, and belief. And it's available to you right now. Look around you. Who in your life brings clarity to your vision? Who challenges you to think deeper? Who supports you, not out of obligation, but out of shared ambition? These people are your potential mastermind. Even in the business world today, leaders like Andy Grove at Intel built their success on this principle. Grove didn't operate with a traditional hierarchy. He encouraged collaboration, autonomy, and shared responsibility. When faced with a $475 million chip defect, he didn't hide. He rallied his team, faced the problem, and made the bold decision to replace every chip, restoring trust and strengthening his company. It was a mastermind that made it possible. Ross Perot did something similar. When everyone told him it was crazy to leave IBM and start his own company, he formed a mastermind of believers. They weren't the biggest team, but they were the most committed. When they competed for one of the biggest contracts in the industry against a giant like IBM, Perot didn't flinch. He walked into the room and said, "We're going to beat them 7-0. And they did, because it's not about size, it's about alignment, focus, and belief. There's also a spiritual aspect to this that cannot be ignored. When two or more people come together in harmony, toward a worthy goal, they begin to tap into a force greater than themselves, what Hill refers to as infinite intelligence. This source of wisdom, power, and inspiration isn't something you can see or touch, but you can feel it when it's present. It's as if the universe aligns with your purpose and clears the way. This is the same power that artists call inspiration, that inventors call innovation, and that visionaries call destiny. But here's the truth. If you're surrounded by negative thinkers, skeptics, or people who drain your energy, you're in the wrong stream of thought. You must get out, right now. Because there's a current of energy flowing in two directions. One toward poverty, mediocrity, and fear. The other toward wealth, success, and fulfillment. Which side are you in? The mastermind will determine that. If you want to swim in the stream of abundance, you need others who are swimming in the same direction. You need people who feed your energy, not consume it. People who share your values, your intensity, your commitment. Once you have that, anything is possible. So here's your next step. Write down the names of 3 to 5 people you respect. Reach out to them, start small, share your vision, invite collaboration, build trust, and as your bond deepens, so will the power of your mastermind. The greatest fortunes in history weren't created by lone wolves. They were created by dreamers who dared to think big and smart enough to think together. Power is not a solo act, it's a symphony, and the mastermind is your orchestra.